Hello, beloved souls. Welcome to a commentary channel. My name is Jem, and I'm a psychic, a medium, an author, and truth seeker and channeler. So, does the Bible really teach free will, or is it all God's plans? I want to ask a bold question. Does the Bible really teach free will, or is everything already decided by God's plan? Christians often tell me God gave us free will because if He didn't want robots. But when we look at scriptures, the Bible seems to argue with itself, teaching both free will and predestination. Let's dive into the verses that claim we have free will and then compare them to the verses where God controls hearts, decisions, and destinies. So here's some free will verses. So here's the passages that suggest humans are free to choose. Deuteronomy 30 verse 19. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. Joshua 24 verse 15. Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve. Galatians 5 verse 13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free. These verses make it sound as though God gave us full control over our choices. Christians often say love must be freely chosen to be real. But is that really the case when we look at the whole Bible? So let's look at verses that contradict free will. Here's where the contradictions appear. Exodus 9 verse 12. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not listen to Moses and Aaron. If God hardened Pharaoh's heart, where was Pharaoh's free will? Romans 9 verses 15 to 16. I will have mercy on whom I have mercy. It does not, therefore, depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. This verse openly says it's not about our choice. Ephesians 1 verse 11. In him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of his will. That means everything is according to God's will. So how much freedom do we really have? Proverbs 16 verse 9. In their hearts humans plan their courses, but the Lord establishes their steps. Our plans don't matter if God overrides them. Isaiah 45 verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. If God creates evil, then how is evil simply a free choice by humans? The Bible even says God hardened the hearts of nations to oppose Israel. Joshua 11 verse 20. And he blinds and deceives people. Isaiah 6 verse 10, Thessalonians 2 verse 11. Here's the problem. When we put these verses together, it is clear the Bible doesn't speak with one voice on free will. One set of verses say, choose life, you are free. Another set says, your steps are established, your heart is hardened, everything is predestined. If God's plan is absolute, how can we be held responsible for our own choices? And if we truly have free will, then why does God interfere with human decisions, hardening hearts, blinding minds, and choosing who receives mercy? Again, heaven, hell, and the robot argument. Christians often argue that God gave us free will so we wouldn't be robots. But if free will is so sacred, do we have it in heaven? In heaven, no one chooses evil, so either free will doesn't exist there, or God has somehow removed the ability to sin. If that's the case, why didn't God create us like that from the start? Free, but naturally choosing love and goodness. Again, the Bible is not as clear on free will as many believe. It teaches both freedom of choice and divine control, sometimes in the very same chapters. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to say, question, read, and seek your own understanding. Do we truly have free will, or is it all part of God's plan? I, again, want to tell you, please, I have been a Christian. I know what I'm talking about. I was a Christian for a decade. I've even got postgraduate certificate in world religions in which I majored in Christianity. I had to know my Bible. Thank you for watching. Please take care of each other and yourselves. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.